Ever wonder what separates a struggling startup from a billion-dollar IPO? Founders focus on tech and growth, but overlook what really sticks. And that one overlook a digital asset quietly shapes every success. From early investor calls to that opening bell moment. What is it, and how critical is its role in turning a garage project into a global brand? If you're into startup growth, branding, or building something bold, hit that like button and subscribe. We share real founder insights every week. The domain name is the important digital asset that most business founders overlook. At the beginning, most founders grab whatever domain name is cheap or available. When you're just starting out, the domain name doesn't seem like a big deal. You're scrappy, you're moving fast. The domain name feels secondary. You pick something quick, something available, whatever works for your minimum viable product to validate your idea quickly and to get user feedback. Something like getyourname.io or apptribeta.co seems good enough. You convince yourself it's fine for now, and maybe it is. But then the momentum builds and the game changes. You get your first users, you raise a seed round. You're pitching to real investors, venture capitalists, and partners. And suddenly that quick domain name starts showing up everywhere. In emails, on decks, in interviews. And every time it shows up, it feels off. Long, awkward, and forgettable domain name. You feel it when someone asks you to repeat your URL twice. You feel it when the brand you're working so hard to build just doesn't click in someone's head. And the worst part, you don't even know how many people passed you by just because your domain name didn't land. The brand moment falls flat. It misses the mark. The audience either forgets it, questions it, or doesn't trust it fully. We've seen it over and over. Great product, real momentum. But the domain name holds it back. It happens quietly. A journalist skips your story because your link looks off. A customer forgets your brand after the first visit. Real investors, venture capitalists, and partners hesitates. Not because your numbers are weak, but because your brand fails to make a strong impression, doesn't stick in the mind, or doesn't connect emotionally or visually with the audience. Smart founders recognize this before it costs them real money. They lock in the domain name before the spotlight gets hot. They upgrade their domain before visibility explodes, before the journalists, the analysts, and the public start watching. That's what Dropbox did, from getdropbox.com to dropbox.com. What Sumo did? Dropping Sumo Me for sumo.com. What Twitter did? They shed out the original domain TWTTR and acquired the twitter.com domain name. You can rebrand once you've gained traction, but it's messy, expensive, and risky. And if you're aiming for the big leagues, Series A, Series D, IPO, you want a domain name that's clean and clear and ready for headlines. Because when you're on TechCrunch, Crunchbase, NASDAQ, that domain name becomes your global online brand identity. It's your first impression. It's your public identity. It's what people remember or forget. A strong domain name does more than point people to your site. It builds confidence. It makes your brand easier to say, remember, and trust. And when you're raising millions or stepping onto the public stage, every piece of your brand's domain identity has to show that you're ready. That's why we've curated a list of domain names that fit that mindset and built for scale. Short, clean, commands trust and authority, and brand ready. Domain names designed for founders who think long-term, founders who don't want to fix their brand identity later, founders who don't want to rebrand when the spotlight hits, but get it right from the start. You'll find some of these domain names at .worldbrands.com or through namesdigest.com. Every founder wants to build something that lasts, something people trust, something people talk about. And the domain name you choose, the domain name that your brand carries, becomes the frame for everything your brand will stand for. So if you're building for the long haul, make sure your domain name can go the distance. And if this video helped you think clearer about your brand's future, tap like, hit subscribe, and stay with us for more founder-first insights.